All right, back in studio once again. It's my buddy and sports guru / analyst / pain in the ass know-it-all, Andrew McGrath. Drew, what's up, man?
Oh, wow. Okay. Introductions keep on getting crazier. Okay.
Just wait till like week 4.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's good.
Nothing really, just here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we're glad to have you. So lots of rumors over the weekend, and some of them involving the Bills. I know that the schedule release is a big deal, and I've seen a few different, this is what the schedule is, and it's funny because, some of them have some things in common, some of them are completely off base. I think a lot of people think they have leaks, and really it's just, them making things up in their basement.
So they did put out a thing where it's the networks are going to have, their leaks of what games are on their networks today, tomorrow, and Wednesday before the schedule comes out.
So the Bills look to be in several prime time and special games again this year, which of course they deserve. They are one of the most followed teams in the NFL right now. They are, some people call them the new America's team. What do you expect to see once the final schedule is revealed?
I would say probably 4 primetime games.
All right.
The Kansas City game is going to be a 4 o'clock window. Possibility of either Black Friday, Thanksgiving, or Christmas.
I think one of the things that I'd seen saw them playing on Christmas.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's the one I've seen too, as well. As far as the Black Friday, I didn't see that. I didn't see Thanksgiving, and from what all indications, it's a possibility that the Dublin is now against Pittsburgh is now not going to happen.
I saw that as well. I saw Pittsburgh was going to play in Dublin. Well, one of the many things that I'd seen was Pittsburgh was going to play in Dublin, but not against the Bills, if I recall correctly.
Yes, I'm hearing Minnesota or Green Bay.
Right. So the schedule release, I know a lot of teams really do it up with their social media. Last year the Bills did a Parks and Recreation thing with Josh Allen living in the pit.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Any thoughts on how the Bills might release the schedule this year? I think a couple of years ago they released it. It was like a music video type thing. I want to say there was birthday cake. It was weird. It was weird, and I liked it. That's what I remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking it's going to be having something to do with the last year of the stadium. So it might have something to do with an ending of some sort, tragic ending, or
this being the last year in
Highmark Stadium,
the Ralph, whatever you want to call it. Obviously a big deal. Do you expect that fans are going to treat these games this year differently? Yes,
because from what I heard, the new stadium has privacy licensing.
Right.
So, and I heard that license fee is $5,000.
From what I understand, it's
$4,000 to $5,000.
From what I understand, you basically have to be rich to get a ticket, which is awesome considering the fact that the taxpayers are footing a significant portion of the bill. But that's the trend, right?
I think there's only maybe a handful of teams in the league that have this PSL. I know the Yankees have it in baseball.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, non-Bills related, I see that the Washington Commanders are also looking at building a new stadium. Have you seen any renderings of that?
No, I haven't. I heard that it was a talk that they were possibly going to do it. As far as when, no.
Gotcha. All right, sticking with football, I sent you a thing a couple days ago that some idiot was suing. Shoot, what team was it? The Shadur Sanders thing.
Cleveland.
Yeah, somebody was suing the Cleveland Browns because they didn't draft Shadur Sanders, and it caused him emotional distress or something stupid like that. I think it's funny and sad.
Well, Cleveland did draft him, though.
Who are they suing, though? Then it couldn't have been Cleveland.
I think they're just I think it's just a lawsuit.
Right, but they were suing a team. Oh, he's just suing the NFL because Sanders slid.
That's what I thought it was.
He's suing the NFL for $100 million because Sanders slid in the draft. He was originally thought to be a first-round draft pick and ended up as a consolation prize in, what do you win, the third?
Fifth round.
In the fifth round. And so this fan is suing for, emotional distress, claiming that the NFL teams colluded against Shadur Sanders for God knows what reason. I personally feel like this lawsuit should get bounced quickly, and that fans should be prohibited from going to any NFL team's games for the rest of his life.
Okay, my thing is, why is this a lawsuit to begin with?
Agreed.
It's
just dumb.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Number one. Number two. Okay. To sue for emotional and distress and pain and suffering for someone that has no affiliation to you at all, but just because supposedly he's blackballed or anything, when there was a black quarterback got drafted number 1 overall this year in Cam Ward. Last year, the first 2 picks in the NFL draft were quarterbacks, both black, and there was another one, Michael Penix, that was drafted by Atlanta.
And that's part of his suit, is he's alleging that Sanders wasn't drafted because he's black.
Right.
I don't know.
Right, so it
seems pretty ridiculous.
Right, and then there was also another quarterback, I think Jaden Milroe, got drafted in the second or third round by Seattle, who's also black.
So, in your opinion, what is the reason Sanders slid to the 5th round?
I've heard different reports and read different things, that he was not humble, he was not professional in the interviews. The original thought process was everybody was bumping up his draft status because they didn't want to get on Deion Sanders' bad side.
Gotcha.
Because of his
So they
name.
were telling Deion, we're going to take your boy.
Well, no, it's just everybody's speculating that he's going to go.
Gotcha.
And everything like that.
Now, personally,
but there was a lot of front office people and executives and things like that and scouts that were saying that he's not a first-round talent and that there was a possibility he was going to go second, third round, possibly even after that. There was, but people said that they were lunatics and crazy and they didn't know what they were talking about. As it turns out, that's what actually happened.
I know that Deion Sanders has done a great job coaching college football, but back in his NFL days, he was drama. And I could see teams not wanting to deal with the potential drama of, him or his son. I could see teams going, you know what? Let's let somebody else deal with that.
Okay, now, I disagree in the aspect of if you are a superstar talent, teams don't care. But now they don't want the possibility. Well, no, because...
Why do we get rid of Diggs?
Well, okay.
Diggs is a superstar.
No, he's not a superstar. He's a star. Superstar is somebody like Deion Sanders. When he was one of the 5 best college players when he came out in the draft.
Okay.
He told there was teams that were giving him a playbook and a meeting and everything like that. He asked them, where are they picking? He was and then when they tell him, he was I'm not going to be available. I'm going to be gone before that. So it doesn't matter. I'm not even doing this interview. If you have what people consider Hall of Fame, genuine, high potential, high value talent, you can get away with stuff like that. Except for if you're a quarterback, number 1, and number 2, they don't want a backup. All these teams do not want a backup quarterback that is high profile and everything like that, because now there's going to be a lot of right, and there's going to be a lot of pressure from the fans to play this guy when that guy might not actually be the best option. So it's those two things. But yeah, talent supersedes everything. If you have talent, for 99% of the time, you're going to play, and the team's not going to care.
Gotcha. All right. Any other NFL news?
I don't think so.
Hockey playoffs continue.
Yep. Basketball playoffs are going on as well.
And baseball's getting into the swing of things. This year, All Western New York News has a partnership with the Niagara Falls Americans, which is it's not even minor league. It's like off Broadway. But we went to a few games last year, had a lot of fun. We'll probably be going to a few more games this year. Any thoughts on local baseball in general, between the Bisons, the Americans? I know we've got a lot of other small teams here in Western New York.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just looking forward to getting to a couple games this year. Yeah. You know, both of them. Just seeing what the team looks like, if there's any players that are going to stand out. For the Americans, though, it's like these a lot of these
like
guys,
college kids.
Yes, for the most part, it is college kids, and it's like very. I think it's what's called like very like low A ball. So it's like there's like another stage they got to take to get to like A, and then double A, triple A,
right? And
yeah, so there's. Well, actually, I think there's where they are, and then there's A ball, and then high A. So depending on the team and the league, it could be like they could be like 4 or 5 steps away from even like the major leagues at all.
Right.
And players that are normally in that area don't really end up playing in the major leagues, or if they do, it's just like they're like off the bench or something like that, and they get called up for maybe like a week or two because of an injury, and then go back down, things like that. But yeah, they're a ways away.
Bisons are having a rough team this year, a rough bout this year.
Good, don't shock me.
Yeah. What are they? They are
third best in their division.
Yeah, 14-23. Which is obviously not where you want to be in May.
No, but also because they're the farm team for Toronto. Toronto doesn't have a lot of like what's considered in baseball as top 100 prospects.
Right.
Yeah, they have very little of those. So basically, they have just their major league players and then just random just guys.
Did you happen to see? Last week, one of the late night talk show hosts, and the name escapes me, John Oliver? Yeah. John Oliver offered any minor league baseball team to give them a complete rebranding, from a new name to a new logo to new colors, new everything. The only thing was, if you took the deal, he had full control and you couldn't say no. And the Bisons, chimed in. The Bisons tweeted him or X'd him or whatever you call that these days.
Right.
When he made this announcement, he was talking about the fact that a lot of minor league baseball teams don't have very good branding. They don't have very good names. The names are, not well thought out. And he actually used the Bisons as a reference. And he actually used the St. Paul Saints, which the Bisons just closed out a series with, as another reference, and said, these teams, they're not cutting it as far as branding goes. I think it's really interesting to see the Bisons throw their hat in the ring, even if they weren't serious about it. And it really made me think about how could the Bisons rebrand?
I don't even think they can, though. I think it's got to be something that's got to be approved, that would have to be approved by minor league baseball, but also...
I'm sure that all the ducks will be in a row.
I don't know. Yeah, but now, I think Major League Baseball would have something to say about it, too.
You think Major League Baseball would get involved?
Yeah, because Buffalo's the farm team for Toronto, and the minor league, the league that they play in, there's... I think all the minor leagues now, I think there's 30 teams now. Because there used to be 2 different leagues for the minors. I think it's all one league now, but it's every one of those teams are affiliated with a pro team.
Right.
So I don't think that these pro team owners and everything like that own these teams certain guys that are on what's called their 40-man roster are going to be in the minors because you can only have 25 on your roster in the MLB.
Right.
So 15 guys are going to be on your 40-man roster that are going to be in the minors or on the injured list or whatever. So I don't think that, Major League Baseball is going to be like, oh, yeah, you can do this without permission.
So you're saying that Major League Baseball has veto rights over what minor league baseball does?
No, but I think if somebody like that to have autonomous control, he's asking for autonomous control.
Right.
I don't think they would let that happen.
I don't know. I'd be interested to see it. If you were to rebrand the Bisons, any thoughts for? Personally, I think the Bisons is a good team name. I like how they fit in with the whole Buffalo theme. In fact, it's kind of the only team that does fit in with the Buffalo theme.
Right.
The Sabres, there's nothing Buffalo about that. The Bandits, there's nothing really Buffalo about that. The Bills, all right, so you got Buffalo Bill Cody, but there's nothing. I feel like the Bisons are really professionally the only Buffalo-themed team.
Right.
I know the Bills and Sabres both have Buffaloes as logos.
Right. You know what? I couldn't even imagine another team name for them. That's the thing.
What makes Buffalo Buffalo? I mean, so obviously we got chicken wings. You're not going to name a team after chicken wings.
You never know. You never know. People are crazy.
I know that sometimes the Bandits will do like a one-day rebrand thing, and I've seen them as the Buffalo Wings playing against the Rochester Garbage Plates, maybe?
Yeah, because the Garbage Plate, is a big staple. And
right.
One of the restaurants or bars in Rochester.
Well, there's a couple. Nick Tahoe's is the big one, but there's a couple.
No, there's another one near, like right outside of where Bills go for at St. John Fisher.
Right.
There's a place there.
Right.
That has I think it's
personally, I'm a Garbage Plate fan.
Yeah.
You throw a bunch of food on a plate and douse it in hot sauce, I'm probably in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So because I've heard that being mentioned before with the Bills that
right.
Some of the media, when they go out when they're at St. John Fisher and everything like that, go to this place because they have a garbage place.
So what? I guess I'm still stuck with what is iconic of Buffalo that you could
But now is it just the city of Buffalo or is it the Buffalo area?
To me, it's the Buffalo area.
Okay.
When I talk about Falls, when I talk about Buffalo, really, I'm talking about Western New York.
Right. So there's Niagara Falls.
Right. But there is also some provincialism in there. Like they couldn't name it the Buffalo Falls because people from Niagara Falls are upset about the Buffalo Niagara International Airport. They feel like they stole the word Niagara. So there is some provincialism in there. You got to be careful with what you do too.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't. People are just going to complain about everything nowadays. So no, not really. But so there's the falls. There's our weather, which is horrible.
We did have the Buffalo Blizzard. That was Major Indoor League Soccer, MILS, whatever. Yeah,
yeah.
That was a good name, Buffalo Blizzard, that.
There was the whole fact of Chippewa. I don't know if that's still and you had Allentown and all that type of stuff.
Right.
I don't know if that's a huge
I feel like we should avoid native names.
Right.
That's probably not the best idea.
Yeah, considering I don't think they let any new team names with that. So yeah. So what options are there really other than what it is?
You like the Buffalo Crime, the Buffalo Depression. Drew doesn't seem to like any of these names.
Well, no,
Drew's no fun today.
I'm just saying there's really no options, really, other than Bisons, and I think they've been the Bisons for so long now. It's
what about the Buffalo Skyway?
Well, no.
All right. Drew is shaking his head.
Yeah,
he thinks I'm an idiot.
No,
which is nothing new. It's fine. I can deal with it.
No, it's. That's what I'm saying, though. There's really no, real good...
I agree with you, by the way.
Yeah.
And which is one of the reasons I feel like the Bisons is actually a pretty decent name.
Yeah, 'cause honestly, if it was to change from that I don't even know if I would recognize the team.
Right.
Like, yeah. Because I'm just so used to Bisons. My whole lifetime has been Bisons. So,
yeah.
And I started going to games when, probably 1991, 92 maybe, when they were still affiliated with the Pittsburgh Pirates, when the Pirates were good back in the early 90s, when they were battling with the Braves every year. Then they went to Cleveland, and that's when they got a lot of success.
That's when I started paying attention, really.
Yeah.
You know.
So.
Now, Drew, I don't know if you noticed, but on the way into the studio today, there was a guy across the street. By the way, so All Western New York studios are in the Niagara Business Center, which is the old Carborundum building on Buffalo Avenue in Niagara Falls. And we are kind of across the street from the Niagara Falls City Mission. Now, right next to the Niagara Falls City Mission is a huge field. Did you see that there was a guy out there golfing?
Yes.
It is definitely golf weather. I know that you and I have talked for years now about going golfing. I've got my clubs.
Honestly, I was just looking up. When I was working with Spectrum for a while, a friend of mine from work, we would go golfing and everything like that. And I think it was he had what was called the Golf Now app or something like that,
okay.
where it stated some local courses where it had as long as you have this
app. Times open right now.
Yeah. So you get cheap round. You get a cheap round. You get a cheap opportunity for a cart.
Gotcha.
Or something like that. Yeah, so I think it was the Golf Now app. I'm not sure what it was. But yeah, there's probably something along those lines. But from what I'm seeing though, golf's expensive now. It's I was seeing, but I was seeing a round of 18, and then if you add a cart to it, it's around $140 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I could. I don't know if I would want to do a round of 18, to be completely honest with you. Not on a regular course. Growing up, my dad and I used to go to the Newfane Pro-Am, which is a par 3. 18 holes on a par 3 is not bad. But 18 holes on a regular, par 5 or, intermittent, I feel like it takes too long. By the time I'm done golfing, I no longer want to play golf.
So I used to play, when I was playing at Deerwood Golf Course in North Tonawanda, and I used to play 9 and 18, because they have 3 holes.
Right.
3 courses of 3 sets of 9s.
Right.
And
so you would play 27 holes in a day?
You could if you wanted to.
You would?
No, I would either play 9 or 18.
Gotcha. You said 9 and 18.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying you would play the holes.
But no, I would either play a 9 or an 18. But 9 lasted 9 probably took 2.5, 3 hours.
Right.
18.
And I feel like that's the extent of my attention span.
Yeah, so 18 probably took 5.5, 6 hours.
Yeah.
It's for someone, unless they have really nothing to do, you know, it would be a good filler for a block of time. But 6 hours it's a hard amount of time to commit to. So.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like my attention span couldn't do it. Now, it has been years since I've been golfing, so
same here.
Yeah, we might actually be somewhat even skill-wise.
So I think I haven't played in probably 20 years now.
Oh, it hasn't been quite that long for me, but probably 10.
I can still hit it though.
Yeah.
I don't know how far, but I can still hit it.
Right. I can hit it. It just doesn't always go where I want it to go.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a pretty wicked slice at times. So it is what it is. But I mean, you're out there, you're on the golf course. Maybe you've got a cart, maybe you're dragging your clubs around, whatever. If the weather's nice, it's not a bad way to spend a couple hours.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I've seen that most of them opened up. I think it was sometime in April actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Drew, over the course of the past couple of weeks, we have discussed the fact that, you played football, you played baseball. We're just talking about golf now. I know you're not a huge hockey fan. Have you ever played hockey, though?
No. I can't actually rollerblade, roller skate, or stand up on ice skates.
Really?
Yeah.
Ankles?
Yes, ankles.
Really?
Yeah, I would roll my ankle a lot in baseball.
Right.
Yeah, so it made it almost impossible to stand up on skates, let alone like because I know their support and everything like that. It's just like not the support that I'm used to. So it's like it's
Understood.
weird. Yeah,
understood. What about other sports? I know that I've talked to you about playing paddleball because I got a paddleball set as a gift, or disc golf for the same reason. I got a disc golf set as a gift. And you seem to have no interest in either one of those.
Disc golf, I've never really been able to really throw a frisbee.
Right.
Yeah, so
these are different though. They're weighted. It's not just they're different weights.
Yeah, so but just like the whole actually just like how to hold it and even how to throw it. Like I never learned or cared or anything like that.
Right.
For me, it was just I picked it up and just went just flick my wrist, whatever it was. Paddleball, when I was in high school, I went to a gym.
Pickleball.
Okay, yeah. So, I played racquetball.
Love racquetball.
I played racquetball at gym when I was in the gym when I was in high school. Those times I would go. But yeah, that was brutal. That was
one of the gyms that I used to belong to, which is in Amherst. I don't think it's a gym anymore.
Oh, was it Bailey's by Toss?
Yeah. And was it North French or whatever? They had racquetball courts.
Yes. And then so did I think it was the BAC that used to be on Niagara Falls Boulevard in the Boulevard Mall Plaza.
Gotcha. I know there's an LA Fitness in Amherst that has racquetball courts as well. But racquetball is it's intense.
Yeah.
You play racquetball for a minute and a half and you're sweating.
I've tried to play tennis. I can't.
I love tennis.
Yeah, I can't.
No?
I hit it too hard.
Oh.
I think it's from all the baseball and just because I try to use the swing I have in baseball when I hit it, and obviously that doesn't work well because then I'm hitting it too hard. So.
Have you thought about not doing that?
I'm not. That's why. That's just me swinging. Because that's all I knew. Of swinging a baseball bat, swinging a tennis racket.
Andrew McGrath, proof that you cannot teach an old dog new tricks.
So I never. That was one of those things too. I never learned tennis or anything like that because I was never around anybody who really played tennis, or anything. So.
All right, rounding it out, soccer.
No.
Lacrosse.
No.
Never at all.
I've never played.
Huh.
I played soccer with friends, but
I feel you. So I remember in high school they had these mini lacrosse sticks. They were kind of all the rage. Me and all my friends got those, and we would go out to Reservoir State Park and just throw a ball around. That was fun.
Yeah. So basically, it was mostly growing up. It was football, baseball, basketball, street hockey. But I would just play in sneakers. I wouldn't skate or anything. Occasionally, I tried tennis, obviously. Yeah, no. I would go to putt-putt or the driving range.
I do like putt-putt.
But then I got into golf after that. A friend of mine, he golfed all the time, and that was just something just to kill time doing that.
Kill a lot of time, as previously discussed.
Yes. Obviously bowling.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I hate bowling during the summer.
Andrew was a member of the All West New York bowling team. If you follow All West New York News, we posted all of our game details, and it was funny because I just did it just to do it, and after a few weeks, other teams caught on, and so teams that were playing us were say nice things about me. That was always kind of fun. I had a little bit of power in our bowling league, which I didn't intend or expect to have. So that was nice.
Yeah, I've actually bowled in leagues starting. I think it was 7 or 8 years old doing that.
I was probably 12 when I got in my first bowling league and bowled a lot from then until the end of high school. And ever since then, bowling has just been a date night kind of,
Gotcha. Yeah.
Me and a buddy and our girlfriends go out and, bowl and drink and eat chicken fingers. Why is it that bowling alleys have good food? Have you ever noticed that?
Yes.
I don't get it. It's weird. All right. That's another topic for another show. All right, Drew, one more sport. Foosball.
I've tried. I've played occasionally.
All right. We have a foosball table here at the All West New York Radio Studios, and when Drew and I get done with this show, we're going to play a game, and I'm going to kick his ass. That's
not even going to be a question. Yeah.
All right. Dude, believe it or not, we're at the half-hour mark.
Really?
Was there anything that you wanted to talk about?
Yes. So I wanted to propose something. 3 questions.
Drew, I'm getting married in like a week.
Nice. Good job. No, not that. You're not my type.
All right.
So 3 questions.
Yeah.
Like a would you rather type of thing.
Okay.
But we can make it like closed-ended. We can make it open-ended. Right. Whatever. So.
Like, give me an example. What do you mean?
Okay. Would you rather be a superstar player?
Okay.
That gets paid a lot but
right.
doesn't win a championship, or would you just rather be like a role player, or just like someone that comes off the bench but wins a championship?
Ooh. All right.
So now the superstar, you're getting your individual accolades and things like that. Like you're like MVP or whatever. Like you're like your name is known. And
so basically, I can be Josh Allen, and win MVP, get all the accolades, get a bunch of money, but not win the Super Bowl. At least not yet. We're hoping that'll change.
Right.
Or I can be a defensive lineman for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
A no-name defensive lineman for the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be Allen. I would 100% rather be the So, getting the ring is great and all, but
see,
I want to play and I want to be good.
But my thing is though, like, okay, I understand, like everybody's goal is to win a championship,
right?
But that's not gonna be guaranteed ever,
right?
So, like, okay, like Dan Marino,
right?
Perfect example. Hall of Fame quarterback,
right.
never won. Barry Sanders, Hall of Fame running back, never won. And Barry never even got there.
Right.
So, like, there's Charles Barkley. There's a lot of guys that have, like, huge names, Hall of Fame careers, everything like that have never won a ring. And my thing is, like, I get that and I understand that, but, like, you have the ability to be a franchise-changing player. I think the city is going to whatever city you play for is going to revere you. Sure. Like, in that aspect.
So we're in agreement on this. You would also rather be the superstar without the ring.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
to me though, it would depend on the sport.
All right. So that was kind of fun. How, like, do you want to do a couple different questions a week? Like, you ask me one, I ask you one?
Yeah, and then if we want to open it up to anybody with comments, or, that on, Twitter or X or whatever, or on the station itself, or, if they would just want to just come up with some sort of question like that, anybody,
All right.
And then we can't tell what the question is. So I can't tell you what the question is.
Ahead of time.
All
right.
You can't tell me what the question is. But we can make like answers like A, B, C or whatever like that. Just some sort of
you did just do kind of a multiple choice there, and that was fun.
So some sort of something like that, and also try to engage with whoever is listening.
I don't think anybody's listening.
Well, who knows? But when they do see it, I have people that said they have listened, and
I actually got a very nice text message from an old friend of mine last week who listened to the show.
I see it. You said it
and said that he liked the sports guy. So I thought that was nice.
I think he's just being nice.
Yeah. I might have slipped him $20 to say it.
I wouldn't surprise me.
All right, so Drew, as always, I appreciate you coming into the studio and doing this.
Yeah, I have fun doing this.
We're gonna wrap things up with this, and we're gonna take a little break, play a song, and when we come back, we're gonna do BD2 interview, and Drew and I are gonna play foosball. So you've been listening to Here's the Thing. I'm Scott Leffler. He's Andrew McGrath. And this is All Western New York Radio. We'll be right back.
Deuces.